All right. Thanks for joining another episode of Evening Crypto, the weekend edition. It is Friday evening in most parts of the world or the Western world. And this is your boy, your host, the Real Shaw 256, bringing you another update within the crypto markets. We're going to try to keep it short again today. Again, these videos tend to get a little bit longer, and I know you guys don't have that kind of time. So we'll try to keep it shorter, cover a couple of noteworthy things that are going on in the crypto sphere uh, before we, head out to the weekend and, take our minds off of these markets for maybe the next couple of days, take a breather. Although price action has been pretty active during the past couple of weekends, so I'm almost fearful of what might happen this weekend if we, if I look away for a minute. These markets are 24/7, 365. So it's really difficult to look away when you know that stuff could happen at any moment without any notice. So taking a look at the current market cap is we're sitting around 303 billion, 24-hour trading volume 57 billion, and look at that BTC dominance is at 70%, 69.9, 70%, and to that I will say I did tweet out a while back about what I think is going on is actually a purge, and I did retweet that out here out to you guys today. A reminder that there is a purge going on as we speak within the crypto markets. I did tweet this out in July 10th, about a month ago exactly. Bitcoin is on a mission not only for all-time highs, but it's also on a mission to squeeze out shitcoins and a lot of these other, mediocre projects as well. And this sort of action, we do see Bitcoin squeezing out all of these again mediocre plays and just projects that are not bringing anything new to the market or nothing really that is useful other than a pump and dump scheme. So just keep that in mind, guys, when you think about investing in this industry, that there's a huge squeeze going uh, on Bitcoin side. It is sweeping this market and gathering really a lot of the money that is coming in or back in. At one point here during the bottom of this market, we were at $100 billion. Actually, we touched down to the $90 billion. So we went back to under $100 billion market cap, slightly for just a moment, and then we regained the $100 billion market cap. And ever since, we've been on the up and up since late 2018, and so has this digit here. Our Bitcoin dominance indicator has just been on the up and up ever since. We're almost at 70%, which if we take a quick look at it, you can see that 70% has not is a level that has not been seen since, gosh, back here. Um, let's go back a tiny bit. Since March 20th, 2017, guys. It's been well over 2 years since we've seen these sort of levels. And just, take a look at, these prior levels where we were at, 78%. This top here was 87%. So I do think we're going to be heading for higher dominance here on Bitcoin's part. So just be aware of that, guys. I'm not the only one saying this. If you take some time to research and just find out what other people are saying, you'll see that it does coincide with the fact that we all think that this is going to keep going up in the next couple of months and into the end of the year certainly. And then we'll see. We'll reassess from there. If there is such a thing as an altcoin summer. I've been a preacher of this sort of, of the scenario that last time in 2017 we didn't actually have an altcoin summer or an altcoin run, if you will. We actually had all the altcoins, all the ICOs, Ethereum included, running up with Bitcoin, not in opposite direction to Bitcoin, right? So that is very key when you think about this market and when you hear people say the altcoin summer is coming, the altcoin run is coming, hang on to your bags, and all you see is just blood on the streets. These cryptos just getting crushed. You see that. I mean, Bitcoin's at even par right now, while everything else is down quite a bit. if I mean, just I mean, there is a couple exceptions, right? But everything else is down quite a bit. So it just goes to tell that, again, the altcoin summer was not a thing. It never happened. It ran with Bitcoin. And again, remember, a lot of this money coming into Bitcoin was actually Bitcoin was sort of like the entry or the gateway to these other altcoins. You'd buy Bitcoin, transfer it to an exchange such as Binance, and then start buying all of your different cryptos from there, all your ICOs and all of these pump and dumps and all of these hyped up coins such as Tron and many others. And that's really what caused the altcoins to run with Bitcoin, but not run away from Bitcoin, right? So you have to make that distinction, and I hope you understand that, because it's very very meaningful in how your portfolio is going to perform going forward. If you keep investing in these altcoins that are just keep going down and finding new lower lows every week, every month, and as we go on, there is going to be no more ICO craze. Uh, the SEC stepping in and given direction. They're not really regulating. They haven't set regulations yet, but they are coming in and saying, here, this is a sort of a roadmap for you guys to follow if you want to launch another cryptocurrency or another crypto project. But really, it does strip away the properties, the really the core building blocks of a cryptocurrency project. It does away with all those things. So I mean, by the time it's done and you launch such a project, if you want to abide by the SEC rules, I mean, it's hardly even a cryptocurrency project. So keep that in mind as well. There isn't going to be more cryptocurrency projects coming out like that, like we did see in 2017, where we saw about 100 different projects, and that is an actual stat. 100 different projects coming into the market pretty much every month back in 2017. The later portion and into the early portions of 2018, we did see about 100 new projects coming in. To now, we don't see any. Right, we do see IEOs, which are completely different than ICOs, and those are coming in at about a very very small rate, maybe one per month, with Binance leading that charge, having approximately one IEO per month. Bitfinex had theirs with the Leo coin a couple of months ago because they wanted to cover that big loss and that whole debacle that's going on in New York. But that is also something that's it is IEOs are happening. IEOs are a thing now uh, going forward. However, we don't know what's going to happen in the future if the SEC is also going to step in and try to regulate those or offer some sort of roadmap where it does also strip away those cryptocurrency properties. So again, the outlook for these altcoins is just looking very very dim. Keep that in mind. If we do hit higher dominance percentages, there should be a bottom somewhere. But by that time, again, a lot of these projects are by that time are going to be gone, are going to be just squeezed out of the market and just going to be left lifeless. So I've told you guys, put your money in something that is performing, right? Something that has has gone up in value, such as Bitcoin. Maybe Link, lately had been up until now had been, really hot coin to get into. Maybe a couple others, but for the most part, really the only thing that really has been performing with just respectable with decent volume, that has been setting higher highs, higher lows all along in 2019. You can only really just talk about Bitcoin in that conversation, because even again, Link and Litecoin have actually turned it around and have somehow started to, find lower lows. So I'll get off my soapbox. Let's get into the charts. Keep that in mind. If you don't agree, if you do agree, whatever the case may be, leave the comments down below. Let's chat it up. Let's hear your thoughts on things. See where you guys stand with all this. All right, so I did a quick update last night on Bitcoin's chart. Let's bring out those drawings here so we can follow that up. So these are the next areas of resistance where I'll be looking at. As I told you, we did hit the move here off of this Adam and Eve formation. and we did hit the measured move. We got up to 12,000. What was it? Actually, let's look at the high here. That this will tell us. Let me bring my cursor over. Here we go. So the high was 12,330. So we did end this move. This is pretty much, the result of this. So we're now moving on to bigger, better things. I was also telling you guys that we did come up above this bull flag. Now we have officially um, gotten above this, broken out of this formation, and we haven't, yeah, and we haven't looked back into this formation. Now, if at some point this would be a rare case scenario, but it's not impossible. We could come back and regain this formation and start trading within it and respect the levels of support and resistance, on the way down. That then, rare, but it could happen, right? It could happen that we get more consolidation within this formation. But overall, in my eyes, it is a bull flag. It is looking this more of a macro trend here. This whole formation looks like a bull flag to me, and we do see it actually acting out by getting above this in sort of a slow or not that. I mean, it is a breakout of this formation nonetheless, but we would have liked to see a more extended run than that. It doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. We could potentially come back and retest the bottom or the top of this, what was previously support or previously resistance. I'm sorry, will now be acting as support here on the way down, right? So we could come back and retest, 11,100, 11,200 down here. The 55 is actually coming in right there. We're looking at the 4 hour. The 55 is coming in congruence with 11,300. So that's going to be an area of support if Bitcoin does come back and retest this area. But I would expect it to bounce here, since this would be a strong area of resistance. So if we do break this, then the 200 really comes into play in my mind, which is coming around 11,600. 11,700 in between that area. If we do break that, then that is more. We start to get more and more bearish, and that again could be an indication that we are coming back into this formation for further consolidation before an actual big breakout to higher highs eventually for this year. But again, I was telling you that is the more bearish scenario. But again, I was telling you guys about if we do break out and make this move, if we actually end up making this sort of move, which we got to bring it out to the breakout point, which was kind of around here. So the breakout point would lead us, to about $15,000, right? This is a move that can still happen, and eventually I am looking for that to happen for higher highs, especially because we were talking about if Bitcoin does resolve this formation to the upside, and we start inching in on the prior high at 14,000, then 20,000 prior high starts to become more and more imminent in the eyes of technical analysis, and in the eyes of the trading TA community. It does become a more viable outcome for the end of the year, and so far we are playing along that. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, because we broke up to the upside, a bullish result again. So things are just still looking in the up and up. We're still in an uptrend. Things have not changed. There's nothing that Bitcoin is showing us right now is indicative that we might go back and retest some prior lows at this point. So keep that definitely in mind. Not saying you should buy here right now, but the expected outcome is that we could come back and retest this prior area of support, maybe the 200, but then we should have a sizable bounce from there. At this point, that is the more bearish case scenario, and also 15,000 would be the absolute more bullish case scenario. But that would be that would only be something that would be temporary. Once we get to about 15,000, we could come back and retest this area here at previous support, or actually previous resistance will now act as support at 13.5. We also have this prior $14,000 prior high that will be acting as support before we bounce back up, right? That is the ultimate case scenario. But again, we should be retracing and coming back and retesting areas of support before we do that. And also, you know, another thing that I've been mentioning to you guys, let's look at the monthly. And we do have to go to Bitstamp for that, because that Bitstamp will actually show us more history, and will be able to help us actually map this out a little bit better. So, we still have about 20 days, 21 days left in this month. The RSI did get above the 21 exponential here. So there is definite reason to be bullish for the next, yeah, at least to the end of the year. Because again, look at how this has been acting ever since November 2015. We got above the 21 and just never looked back for about 3 years bull run. And then once we got down below it, we spent about a year and 2 or 3 months below it until we actually regained the 21 to the upside. And so, these runs take a very, very long time. I mean, if we look back, um, you know, we spent quite a bit of time in the from the I want to say from the neutral zone all the way down to the bearish zone and back up. Right, we spent another, I don't know, what is it, since January 14th, so about a year and 10 months, right, between here, this point here, and this point over here in November of 2015. So whenever we do see these moves, they're, again, because we are looking at a monthly, these things take a very, very long time. So once we get above and into the bullish area, then we're going to remain there for a while. And the same is true once we actually dip down into the neutral zone or the bearish control zone, then that's when we find our lows, right? I mean, this is our low from 2018, or yeah, 2018. Actually, we did find a low back in 2018, December 2018. That was our low. It is here, detailed here in the RSI. Our past low back in 2015 was down here, February 2015, right? So the RSI letting us know when the lows are in, right? So the low was definitely in back in 2018. So we've been on the up and up since. A lot of very convincing move to the upside here on the RSI, the monthly chart. So again, plenty of reasons to be bullish for the remainder of the year. I do think we are going to remain above the 21. We're still within the upper area of the neutral zone, but once we get up here into the bullish control zone, then we're going to see some bigger moves to the upside, more violent moves to the upside, such as these right here in this area and right here in this area back in 2017. All right, so that's what we got to look forward to. Let's look at the daily chart. We just closed this daily candle here. This is a brand new candle as of 14 minutes ago, and we dipped down, but overall maintaining this level here. Not a whole lot of price action. But it does lead us to believe that the 30 is coming up and inching closer into the daily candle, which again, it's meaningful to the reference that we are doing a sort of a consolidation here before we actually take off to higher to previous highs here. Right. So everything that we're seeing here on the charts is pretty bullish. There's no reason to be bearish at this point. Um, and again, on the daily, we could come back and retest the 21. The 30 will be the first area of support here. That coincides with what we were just talking about on the 4 hour. 11,300 will be an area of support, and then the 21 and 11 are at 10,000. Actually 11,000. We'll call that 11,000 flat. Will be another area of support, right? Which also coincides with what we're talking about on the 4 hour. So plenty of support. And this would still be a healthy move to come back down. Even the 55 would still be a healthy move. Once we get to about the 200 on the daily, that's where really things start to turn around. 7,900 would be, coming in right around there. That's when things really, really turn around in my eyes, and we start to reassess, right? But not until we get below the 200. Not until we do that. There's a lot of work, a lot of support in between. So, don't think that that's going to happen. I don't think we're going to come back and refill the $8,500 gap down below here from the CME. So we'll put that to rest for a while, unless Bitcoin does decide to have a massive, massive correction to the downside and all of a sudden come and fill it. out of nowhere. But again, definitely feeling more bullish, and like the resolution here will be to finish out this consolidation period before we head up. This is very healthy, very strong. It will also serve as support for future price action as well. Let's take a look at the lower time frames. The 1 hour is looking pretty strong. Just more consolidation here. I've been telling you guys about the 2 hours because I do think the 2 hour candle has been very key in my trading in the last week or two. It has really called the shots for me really, really well, calling support and resistance very, very well. This is actually looking like it is at the very current moment testing resistance. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, I mean, it could be rejected here. I mean, we could continue to just keep on consolidating here, but at the current moment, it's definitely retesting this area that's been acting as resistance here within this formation until we break out of it. Although this is looking pretty like it's about to be completely filled here, very close to it being completely filled, and then at that point, I mean, we're full enough to where a move can happen at any point, at any moment, right? This is being squeezed. Volume is telling us the same thing. We're now down under the exponential here, the volume exponential here, letting us know the volume is pretty low. So again, once we dip down below the exponential here and we start seeing decreasing volume, then that's when things start to look like they're going to have a breakout or a breakdown, right? And we're going to see this type of volume here again to the upside or downside. But again, everything that we have been talking about leads us to believe that it is a bullish move coming in. Again, it doesn't mean that that's 100%, but that's kind of where I'm leaning. If we do break down again, there's several areas of support, and we should expect a bounce here. Um, you know, fairly within small margins, right? All right. So that is all I have for Bitcoin. If you guys have any questions, guys need me to address anything else, definitely let me know. I do want to do just a very brief, quick recap of altcoins. Garlic House, Mr. Garlic House, CEO of Ripple, did come out and provided some reasons to be optimistic on XRP. But I mean, again, I mean, just a small reaction to that. Um, not anything that would incite any sort of bullish momentum or any sort of change in trend so far. Everything looks the same. Looks like a small bounce, getting back into this key area of support here with this green line. It is a good thing that it did get above it again, but we'll see. I mean, this is just a small bounce based on, in my opinion, based on Mr. Garlic House coming in and providing some oxygen to XRP holders. BNB looking pretty darn good, especially on a 2 hour. Let's actually go up to a 4 hour to really look at, have some perspective here. Did get above the 200, which is always good, and it did have a bounce off of it. Now it's trading within the 10 simple here in the 377 or 200, and those are acting as main key areas of support. But overall, my guess here is that it will come back and retest these prior areas. This looks like a temporary bounce to me. Does not look like anything that would be, anything that would carry over and on through for the next, month or so. I do think again we're going to come back and retest these areas. The 4 hours showing us on the RSI getting below the 21 exponential here and coming back down to the neutral zone. It looks like it wants to test the bearish control zone here. And let's do Link real quick. Again, Link definitely losing a lot of momentum and looking for lower lows. This is it's currently testing a good area of support here at $2.15. I do think it's going to break down to the downside and come back and retest this green area of support here that we have provided to you guys for a while. It's been here at $2.05. So I do think it's going to come back and retest this area. This would be a good area for a bounce. So I'm going to keep an eye on it in the next couple of days over the weekend to see if we do come back and retest $2.05 and look for a bounce there. All right. Again, if I miss anything, definitely let me know down below in the comments, and I will come back and take another look at that. Coinbase. This is an important issue to me. Coinbase must face negligence suit over Bitcoin Cash launch. Basically, what this is saying, I'll leave it in the comments down below so you guys can link onto the story. This basically what it's saying that it's saying that Coinbase will face some repercussions based on their listing of Bitcoin Cash back in 2017, December 2017. I personally participated in that when they came out and listed BCH. The BCH, the chart was actually um, rapidly going up in price, and I entered a trade, and then all of a sudden, once it hit about 9,000, the whole platform went down, and they halted trading on purpose. So Coinbase going and purposely halting trading because they could not keep up with the demand of buyers and sellers at that point. So they made a call. They said, we're going to have to cease all trading activity for a while until we get this under control. Well, what happened, a lot of buyers got stuck in that, including myself. So again, this is something that is very something that I will be paying close attention to. I have already reached out to Coinbase via Twitter, their help center. I've submitted my case several times, and so far I have not gotten a resolution. And I know a lot of you out there are in the same boat. There is information in this article here by Bloomberg. There is information as to who is actually conducting the lawsuit, and here is the U.S. District Court case number. Right, if you want to actually look up the public records and perhaps maybe add your story onto this, which is what I'm thinking I might have to do if Coinbase does not, comply, or Coinbase is unwilling to help my situation. All right, so definitely something that I will be following and something that I will be updating you guys on. But it's a very, very serious thing that is going on, and I'm glad to see that there is enough interest in this to where not only Bloomberg is following this, but there's must be plenty of I wouldn't call it victims, but there's plenty of people who fell under the same circumstance, right? So including myself. So definitely something. Again, I will be updating you guys in the future, and this is also something that was very, very important that I wanted to show you guys um, in regards to Bitcoin. Um, Geez, I think I lost it now. Gosh darn it. Um, I do want to make a recommendation that you guys follow the Rhythm Trader. Maybe I can find it pretty easily here. Um, Basically, I wanted to recommend this Twitter handle here, the Rhythm Trader. He posts regular, tweets about Bitcoin. He's definitely a Bitcoin follower, someone who I definitely follow because the things that he posts are very spot on about not only traditional markets and just the history of bankers, Wall Street, government action. In this case, he did put out this tweet, which I thought was phenomenal. Just some great information about stock buybacks from traditional markets. They're up to $1 trillion in buybacks, rate cuts, tax cuts, and money is being printed to incentivize business. But really, this is artificially pumped, right? These sort of things create an artificial bubble that at some point is going to burst, right? So definitely paying attention to traditional markets and these sort of things because it is indicative again of just Wall Street and the government trying to provide oxygen to an otherwise just failing economy and just resorting to these alternatives that they're not sustainable, right? Long term are not sustainable. So um, definitely follow this guy. You'll find that these tweets will make you think and just add to current knowledge. So and also, again, don't forget to hit me up at my Twitter, the Real Shaw 256, or even on Instagram at the Real Shaw 256. So I'll leave it at that. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend, enjoy your Friday evening. Reach out to me if you have any questions. Again, I've been telling you guys, if there's something you need help on with the charts, definitely let me know. I just share this information with you guys at no additional cost. I mean, this is free content, and whatever I can help with within your trading, I would be more than happy to do it. Um, just reach out to me whichever way you want to do so. All right, have a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in. If you did get something out of this video in exchange for your time, definitely hit the like button and hit the subscribe button as well, along with the notification bell, so you do stay updated when I put out these video contents. All right, we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks so much.